Scene script. Have you ever wondered how to untangle the intricate knot of marriage when love has slipped away? Indeed, it's an arduous journey, one that demands courage, patience, and above all, honesty with oneself. When the warmth of love begins to fade in a marriage, it's like a once vibrant painting losing its colors, slowly but surely. The realization can be a bitter pill to swallow. You may find yourself navigating through a whirlwind of emotions: guilt, fear, sadness, and even a profound sense of loss. It's akin to standing at the edge of a precipice, unsure whether to leap into the unknown or retreat to the familiar, albeit uncomfortable territory. Guilt can be particularly overpowering. You may feel guilty for falling out of love, for not being able to uphold the promises you once made, or even for contemplating the idea of ending your marriage. However, it's important to remember that feelings are not a switch that can be turned on and off at will. They evolve, they change, and sometimes they fade away. And it's okay. It's okay to feel guilty, but it's also okay to prioritize your happiness. Fear, too, is a constant companion during this phase. Fear of the unknown, fear of being alone, fear of societal judgment, or fear of hurting your spouse. These fears are valid, but they should not be a cage that keeps you trapped in an unhappy marriage. It's a leap of faith, one that might lead you to a path of self-discovery and contentment. And then there's sadness, a profound sadness that feels like a constant weight on your chest. It's the sadness of losing a relationship that once meant the world to you. It's the sadness of letting go of a part of your life. But remember, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to mourn the loss of your marriage. It's a part of the healing process. The decision to end a marriage is never easy, but sometimes it is necessary for the well-being of all involved. It's about giving yourself another chance at happiness, about finding peace amidst the chaos, and most importantly, about embracing change. How do you come to terms with the fact that your marriage has reached its end? This is a question that many grapple with, often in silence and solitude. It's a journey that entails self-reflection and acceptance, a journey that isn't easy but is necessary. You see, recognizing the need to part ways begins with an honest look at oneself and the marriage. It's about letting go of what you thought your relationship was or could be and accepting what it actually is. It's a process that requires courage, honesty, and a great deal of self-love. There are signs that could indicate the end of a marriage. One such sign is lack of communication. When you find that the once lively conversations have dwindled into silence, or when every discussion ends up in an argument, it might be time to reflect on whether the relationship is still serving you. Remember, communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. Without it, the bond begins to weaken. Another sign is constant disagreements. Differences are a part of any relationship, but when your differences outweigh your commonalities, when every little thing becomes a battleground, it might be a sign that you're drifting apart. Then there's emotional disconnection. When you find yourself feeling alone even when you're together, when the emotional intimacy that once bound you seems to have disappeared, it might be an indication that your paths are diverging. Emotional connection is fundamental in a marriage. Without it, you're merely two people sharing a space, not a life. But it's important to remember, recognizing these signs doesn't mean you failed. On the contrary, it means you've grown. You've grown to understand your needs, your worth, and your capacity to choose your own happiness. It's not a decision to be taken lightly, but it's a decision that could lead to a healthier, happier you. Accepting the end of a marriage is the first step towards a healthier future. It's a step that takes bravery, a step that demands strength. But it's a step worth taking, for it's a step towards authenticity, towards self-love, and ultimately towards healing. How do you convey the heartbreaking news of ending your marriage to your spouse? When love has left your marriage and you've decided to part ways, one of the most difficult tasks is breaking the news to your spouse. The conversation can be emotionally charged and the words may seem impossible to find, but remember, there's no perfect script. Begin by finding the right time and place. This conversation deserves privacy, quiet, and enough time to discuss things thoroughly. Avoid distractions and interruptions to respect the gravity of the situation. Next, prepare yourself emotionally. It's normal to feel a mixture of guilt, sadness, fear, and relief. Accept these feelings as part of the process. Your emotions are valid and it's okay to express them, but try to remain calm and composed. When you're ready, be direct and honest. Sugarcoating or beating around the bush can lead to confusion and prolong the pain. Clearly state your feelings and your decision, but remember to be respectful and considerate. This isn't about blaming or pointing fingers, but expressing your truth. Empathy is crucial in this conversation. Try to understand their perspective, their feelings, and their reactions. They may feel shocked, hurt, angry, or even relieved. Whatever their response, validate their emotions and show understanding. If the conversation becomes too difficult or heated, consider seeking professional help. A counselor or mediator can guide the conversation in a productive and respectful way, ensuring both parties feel heard. Remember, this conversation is just the beginning of a process. There will be more discussions, more emotions, and more challenges to overcome. But with honesty, respect, and empathy, you can navigate this difficult journey. Finally, be patient with yourself and your spouse. Healing takes time, and everyone moves at their own pace. You both deserve compassion, understanding, and the space to grieve the end of your relationship. Remember, it's not just about what you say, but how you say it. The way you deliver this news can set the tone for the rest of your separation process. So choose your words and your approach carefully. Be kind, be brave, and remember that it's okay to ask for help. How do you handle the delicate situation of children when ending a marriage? This question often leaves many parents in a quandary. However, it's a hurdle that, with a bit of grace and a lot of love, can be crossed. Firstly, let's address the elephant in the room: the impact of divorce on children. It's undeniable that it can be a jarring and confusing experience. Children often grapple with feelings of uncertainty, fear, and even guilt. It's crucial to reassure them that they are not the root cause of the separation. Convey that sometimes adults need to make difficult decisions for their own happiness and well-being. Communication is key. It's essential to explain the situation in a manner that's age-appropriate and easy for them to understand. For younger children, you might liken the situation to two best friends who decide to spend some time apart. Older children may require a more nuanced conversation. Regardless of their age, make sure to emphasize that both parents still love them unconditionally and that this love will not change. As we navigate this delicate terrain, the importance of continued co-parenting cannot be overstated. This is not about winning or losing, but about providing a sense of stability and normalcy for your children. Keep their routine as consistent as possible. Both parents should actively participate in their lives, from school events to birthdays, ensuring they feel supported and loved. Remember, it's okay for your children to see you sad or struggling at times. This helps them understand that it's natural to feel a range of emotions, and it's okay to express them. Encourage open dialogue and let them know it's safe to express their feelings too. Lastly, it's essential to remember that while you and your spouse may no longer be partners in marriage, you remain partners in parenting. You're still a team, united by the love and responsibility you have for your children. Your marriage may end, but your role as a parent never does. Embrace this truth and let it guide you as you navigate the complex waters of ending a marriage with children involved. How do you pick up the pieces and move forward after ending a marriage? This question, though it may seem daunting, is the first step towards healing and rebuilding. When you find yourself at the end of a marriage, it's like standing at the edge of an unfamiliar landscape. The terrain may be rough, the path unclear, but remember, every journey begins with a single step. That first step is acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel a sense of loss. This is a natural part of the process. Seeking professional help can be invaluable during this time. Therapists and counselors are equipped with the tools to guide you through this emotional terrain. They can provide strategies to cope, to understand your feelings, and to start rebuilding your emotional health. Don't forget about self-care. This term has been thrown around a lot lately, but it's more than just a buzzword. It's about taking time for yourself, nurturing your physical health, your emotional well-being and your spirit. It could be as simple as taking a walk in nature, reading a book, or practicing mindfulness. Reconnecting with your own identity is another crucial aspect of healing. Often in the course of a marriage, we intertwine our identity with that of our spouse. Now is the time to rediscover who you are outside of that relationship. Explore old hobbies, try new ones, reconnect with friends and cultivate your interests. It's also important to remember that it's okay to ask for help. Reach out to your support network, friends, family or support groups. You're not alone in this journey. There are many who've walked this path before you, and many who are walking it with you. Above all, be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. It's not a linear process, and there will be good days and bad days. That's okay. That's part of the journey. Remember, there is life after divorce, and it can be a life of growth, healing, and self-discovery. You've taken the first step by seeking information and understanding. Keep moving forward. You've got this.